The mystery of the Merkaba crystal, the artifact that gives power, strength, and glory. In the ancient Egyptian language, the word Merkaba consists of three words, Mer, Ka, and Ba. In other cultures, it can be found as Merkabah and Merkavah. Mer was considered in ancient Egypt as two fields of light, spindle-shaped rotation in the opposite direction relative to each other in the same space. Ka refers to the individual human spirit, and Ba is the interpretation of reality associated with the human body. Merkaba meant in Egypt union of spirit and soul. The famous American clairvoyant Edgar Cayce often received messages about a certain hall of chronicles, which stores the secret knowledge of the Atlanteans, applied to crystalline carriers. The Sphinx will show the way to the hall of chronicles, the sleeping prophet claimed. No one knows how to explain these words until the spring of 1945, the son of the Egyptian king Farouk visited the Giza Plateau. The prince sat down on a slab at the foot of the Sphinx and unexpectedly triggered a hidden mechanism that opens the entrance to the tunnel. The mine was half flooded and led into a huge hall. There was magic scrolls that confirmed the existence of the magic library in the Merkaba crystal. The Merkaba has the same meaning in different languages. In historical documents, the Merkaba is mentioned mainly as a means of transportation that allows you to move to the higher or lower worlds. The legend of the Nile unknowns ruling the world, the 9 unknowns ruling the world. The Bible contains references to Ezekiel, which mentions the wheels, the Merkaba through which Ezekiel ascended to heaven. In the Torah, in the Hebrew language, the word sounds like Merkava, which has two meanings, the throne of God and a chariot, a meaning for moving the human body and spirit from one place to the other. In ancient Egypt, Merkaba means revolving light that carries spirit and body from one world to another. There is a legend about 9 unknowns who keep ancient knowledge and protect the planet from destruction. In their hands is a mystical power over the world, and a whole network of secret societies has found around them. According to one of the legends, the Union was created during the times described in an Indian epic Mahabharata. It was then that the battle of earthlings with aliens took place, in which the weapons of the gods were used. In terms of its striking effect, it can be compared with modern nuclear or biological. Credo Mutwa, a Zulu shaman and elder, said that his people came to Earth from space on the Merkaba. The cuneiform tablets of the Sumerians speak of Namlu'u, the first people in Mesopotamia who were in contact with the gods, were about 4 meters tall, that's 13-14 feet, possibly possessed telepathy and the ability to move through space through the Merkaba. The ancients believed that the Merkaba field could be triggered with the help of certain meditation techniques. For some esotericists, the Merkaba is a field of light that affects the spirit and body at the same time. It forms a star tetrahedron, a vehicle capable of moving the spirit and body from one world or dimension to the other. And I want to mention that I do have a playlist of the Emerald Tablets written by Thoth the Atlantean, and in it he does describe the tremendous amount of advanced technology that the Atlanteans had, and that they even had the capability of having interdimensional travel. Now, going back to this, some scientists believe that the Merkaba is the main engine of the UFO, transporting ships from one dimension to the other. The view of the Merkaba is identical to the infrared thermal envelope of the galaxy, the shape of a flying saucer. The rotating Merkaba has a diameter of about 15 to 18 meters, commensurate with a person's height. A person is surrounded by numerous energy fields of different geometric shapes, which are electromagnetic in nature. Geomagnetic fields around the human body can be activated through breathing. The Merkaba is created by consciousness and is one of the possible geometric fields of light. It does not arise automatically, but only as a result of a very long period of evolution. The 5 platonic solids. In 3 dimensions, the Merkaba, 2 interpenetrating tetrahedrons, which exactly fit into a cube. The Merkaba field includes 5 platonic solids. It is also called the volumetric Star of David. In Leonardo da Vinci's drawing Vitruvian Man, the tetrahedron faces up to the sun is masculine, facing down to the earth is feminine. The male tetrahedron is called solar, the feminine earthly. 2 intersecting tetrahedrons symbolize perfectly balanced masculine and feminine energies, making up the star tetrahedron. The Merkaba is the gateway between dimensions, leading to a higher level of consciousness. It is an alloy of the cosmic consciousness, and an alloy of human thoughts capable of interacting with the material world and changing it. Masaru Emoto, in his book Secret Codes of Ice Crystals, writes that research on water has confirmed the influence of the mind on the formation of crystal structures. When thinking about frozen water with love, you get perfectly symmetrical crystals of wondrous beauty, and vice versa. Evil thoughts create twisted, chaotic forms of crystals. The mind is capable of changing the state of matter and has a guiding force. Mankind needs to develop the ability of reason to influence the world around us. It is an acquired skill. Like meditation, mastering the true power of thought requires training. The first mystics knew that the world consists of 10 dimensions. Based on the latest scientific observations, it's assumed that the multidimensional universe consists not of 3 but of 10 dimensions interacting with each other like vibrating strings. The key to the future of science lies in the past. Our ancestors possessed amazing scientific knowledge about modern physics, but modern physics is just beginning to comprehend them. Merkaba. This star consists of 2 interpenetrating tetrahedrons and resembles the Star of David, with the only difference that the first is 3-dimensional. 2 mutually penetrating tetrahedrons symbolize perfectly balanced masculine and feminine energies. The tetrahedral star surrounds every object, not just our bodies. We have a physical body, a mental body, and an emotional body, and they all have the shape of a tetrahedron star. These are 3 identical fields superimposed on each other, and the only difference between them is that the physical body does not rotate in opposite directions. The mental star tetrahedron defines the masculine principle that has an electrical nature and rotates to the left. The emotional star tetrahedron defines the feminine principle, has a magnetic nature, and rotates to the right. The connections of the mind, heart, and physical body in a certain geometric ratio and at a critical speed are created by Merkaba. The word Mer meaning light fields rotating in opposite directions. The word Ka means spirit, and Ba means body or reality. Merkaba is the light field rotating in opposite directions, which encompasses both body and spirit. In fact, it's a machine of space-time. It is also the image that underlies the creation of all things, the geometric shape that surrounds our bodies. This figure begins with us and is microscopic in size, like those 8 primary cells from which our physical bodies arose. Temple of 7 Shadows. There is an ancient legend about the underground Temple of the 7 Shadows, which was built by humanoid beings thousands of years ago. They were magicians. They knew how to travel in time and even flew to other planets. Ufologists believe that this was a race of researchers who collected knowledge throughout the universe and hid it on different planets. Tradition calls these creatures Styx, S-T-Y-X, as well as the river that separates our world and the subtle world of the dead. According to legend, in one of the dungeons of the Styx they kept a magical artifact, the Crystal of Life, that is Merkaba. It's made using alien technology and is a source of cheap energy, generating the energy of the sun and the moon. Styx, with the help of this crystal, control the gravitational and electromagnetic fields of the planet and created space-time funnels through which they moved to parallel worlds. But the eternal beauty turned out to be a dangerous weapon. According to legend, if someone finds a temple of the 7 shadows and finds Merkaba, he will have to stay there forever and guard the crystal. There is an assumption that the crystal rests at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean near the Bermuda Triangle. This place has always been an anomalous zone in which time is warped, and there on the ocean floor, in 1998, the ruins of a strange structure similar to a huge pyramid were found, and who said that a crystal cannot be the same as a pyramid? And this is on Solask. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.